Hey guys, what's up? All right. Hey, Double Deuce back with an update on the Camaro. Not a lot got done to it, but as you can see, I printed off some rims to fit the tires. Now this was the first rim that I had. That was a 2.2, and I printed these off here to make them look a little bit bigger. And yeah, they're a little crude. I got to finish sanding them. I just shot some silver on them for now to give them a kind of a rally wheel look. And but they do fit a lot better in the tire, and they do look a little bit better as far as proportion to the body now. Because before they look way too small, and I haven't really done a whole lot to this. If you see my last video on the Aussie V8 there, I got a bad case of creator's block, and I think there's just a lot of stress going on. As I had some crazy things going on with my health lately. I don't know what it was, and nobody can seem to figure it out, but I think I landed it. I think I have a really bad ear infection because I was getting dizzy and nauseated and and all that crap, and it's fun stuff. But so I think I got to the bottom of that, and I feel a heck of a lot better. And if you've seen the video before and you heard me talking about my son's brand new car that we went and got him, so I don't have to work on cars anymore. We had a little problem. Last Friday he was talking to me on the phone. He was standing outside the car wash, and they were washing his car for him, and it comes in fine, and when it came out, the motor was destroyed somehow, and he was sick as a dog. I was sick as a dog, so we had it towed back to the dealer, and I don't know what happened to it. We don't know if when the guy got out of the car, if he shoved the mat under the gas pedal and let it go through the automated wash for 5 minutes at full throttle, but whatever happened, it blew the engine, so I had to deal with that. And it was out of my hands, and it drove me crazy because I always take care of problems. But so they're going to warranty it, thank God. And it's a shame because the car didn't even have 700 miles on it, and it was his first new car. And oh my God, it was just, I felt so bad for him. But hopefully we'll get that remedied, and he'll be back in action again, and his car back. So. Like I say, I think that kind of weighed heavy on me. And when I was printing the rims off, my printer was not working correctly, and instead of an hour and a half, it took like 3 hours a wheel, and it was just it was one thing after another. But you'll have those down days in your hobby, and so like I said in my last video, I just took a few days off just to clear the farts out of my head, and now I'm back on the builds again. And so I've got it mocked up now. Now I'm going to do the suspension on it now that I got a wheel and tire package on here that I like to see. And then I will work on the transmission or whatever spur gear setup I'm going to use in this. And then once I get all that worked out, I'll do my wiring, and I'll probably detail the engine, put some hoses to the radiator and all that jazz, And as you can see, everything's a mock-up here, But we'll pick this up, and I'll show you. Yeah, got that invisible front suspension. So this is the HDP 407 Bruiser clone axle. I'm going to try to use this for the simple fact that it's got some bolt ends on the outside here. And I will be able to make some leaf spring mounts for it, and because I have to build the leaf springs, and I do have a small septic snake, and it's kind of like spring steel, and I'll do a video on how I'm going to make the leaf springs. And from what I remember, I think that thing was about 1/4 of an inch, or a little over 1/4 of an inch wide. And that would be perfect for making the leaf springs for this size car. Now, as far as any suspension, whatever, this and that, here's what I do. Okay, I got on Evil Bay, and I bought this roller for like 25 bucks, and I think it's an old Duratrax nitro car or something. It's just, you know, it's seen better days. But the reason I bought the thing was, if you see, it's got some nice aluminum shocks on it. It's got a lot of pieces, parts, you know. I mean, the servos probably won't work. The on and off switch is all like jazzed up, you know. But it has control arms, it has links, you know, and it's got 4 shocks. It's got dog bones, and so the way I see it is, for 25 bucks, I don't think I could buy a decent pair of shocks for this thing. So I'm gonna donate what I can off this to put on that. Now, these shocks here look like they'll be the perfect size for that. I don't know about the spring weights, but these are adjustable. So this is a bonus, you know, for the build. So it may work. But so that's how I do things. I'll get online, and I will, you know, sometimes I search for hours to find things like this body, or, you know, that die-cast engine, and, you know, and once I get my, you know, my parts list together, and then little by little I'll put them in my shopping cart or my watch list, and I'll come back and grab them, you know. So that's the update on the Camaro. And if anybody remembers from what I showed them the last time, I got the subframe built underneath, and let me sit up here. I got the false motor sat in there, and as you can see, in here is where I have the brushless motor stuck inside that. And I'll bring out my wiring, put my either transmission or spur gear on, and now they say, now that my life is slowing down a little bit, and I got rid of some of the drama, and I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully I can jump back on this and make it happen. So one thing that I was kind of bummed about when this happens when you're scratch building, because it only takes 1 minute of not thinking correctly. And okay, so here's the reason I wanted to use the axle off the HDP 407, because it's the perfect width. Okay, and it has capabilities of locking it with that pin. You can put a pin in there and make it a positive traction. And these tires are, you know, they just fit. Everything just fits with the frame that I had made. So that's what I was getting to. When you're scratch building, sometimes you build with, I guess, what you see, you know, not what it could be down the road. So I didn't think ahead on this, and which I usually do, but I thought, well, if I wanted to put the hoons on it, now it's going to hit the frame rail right there. So that means that my frame is too wide. Now I got to do little altercations and move these in, you know, which is not a big deal to do, but you know, it just, you know, you're kind of going backwards in the build. So if I bring them in to here, now I'll have plenty of room to run the bigger hoons in the back if I wanted to do that. Because to be honest with you, I don't think these things are going to hold up very well with a brushless power system in there, because these things, I think these are going to shred right off. At least I know the hoons will smoke, and, you know, they'll wear down eventually. But now this is off the Arma Felony. As you can see, they have two different size tires. They have the smaller one in the front and the big one in the back, and they have 2 different gear sets in that Felony also. But you can switch the gear sets and run 4 of these or 4 of these if you wish. But so I thought about these would be cool. You know, these will fit in here without too much of a altercation. But the rims are kind of, they set out too far, and I'm an old school guy, and I kind of like the deep dish look, you know, where the rim sets inward. You got a little bit of rim there. And I have been searching frantically to see if anybody has come up with any kind of aluminum wheel for the Arma Felony yet. And I have a funny feeling, as popular as it is, they may down the road. I hope they do. And I hope it's some kind of a muscle car looking wheel and not some 6-spoke truck converted wheel that they look great on the trucks. But you put a 6-spoke on a 5-lug nut car and it just doesn't look right, you know. But so that's where I'm at with this. Like I say, hopefully I'll have more content for you guys. And it's, once I get the farts out of my head, I'll be fine. But for now, this is where we're at. And any questions, comments, hit me up. A lot of you guys have been throwing out some really, really cool ideas about some different things, and they don't go unseen. Believe me, I learn every day from everybody else. And like I say, I'm not a know-it-all. And when somebody comes up with some cool ideas or even an off-the-wall idea, I put that in my little storage spot there, and I always save it, because some of these ideas that I've come up with on all my recent builds, especially my toy-in conversions that I have, all over there on the wall. It was like there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 conversions over there of the toy-in engines, and so I learn a lot from everybody else too. So I appreciate all you guys' great ideas, and I appreciate all your questions. And the thing is, and some people say, oh, I got a stupid question, and it's like, one thing I've always learned in my life, the only stupid question was the question that was never asked. So ask any question, it doesn't matter, because some people comment on other people's stupid questions, but I get something out of that. I learn from that, and I know that when they ask a question like that, as simple as it may be, sometimes when you're working on a really intense, complicated build, just that simple question answers my complicated question. So always remember that, But anyways, you guys, you have a good weekend there. And like I say, tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I'm doing 2 videos today. So I'm going to wish all the moms and dads out there, because some dads are moms and some moms are dads, and I wish everybody happy Mother's Day. Love your mom. I got to give mine a call and catch up with her. God bless her soul. She's living by herself down there in Pennsylvania, and I miss her, but she's got a lot of friends and stuff that she stays busy with. But anyways, you guys have a good one now. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you later. Adios.